With plans for SummerSlam revealed and more, this is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. On his one-of-a-kind podcast, Rob Van Dam said this about his relationship with Vince McMahon. I always got along with Vince. I don't remember when we first started talking after I was hired there in 2001. I just remember he was always respectful and cool to me. I remember going to him when I was frustrated about politics and he was very open. That might have been maybe the first time that I actually bonded with him. I went in there and just unloaded about everything, about a lot of stuff that I haven't even talked about yet in a public format. He was really cool and open to that discussion. He was like, "Rob, I appreciate you're frustrated." He was always open to ideas. Revealing who is responsible for his odd choice in outfits recently, Seth Rollins told Today, "You know what, I can't take all the credit. I do make it look good, but I do got a stylist. His name is King Troy. He does all the work for me and I just make it look good." Contrasting the runs of Samoa Joe between TNA and WWE, Kurt Angle said this on his podcast. "Joe, he got utilized properly in TNA at the beginning. Until he lost his undefeated streak against me, his value dropped dramatically. They've never really picked back up and brought Joe back to the level he was when he was undefeated. I think that WWE could have done more with him. They did do some, they did a lot, but I know they could have done more. He was that talented. I'm not sure if it had to do with his look. I love his look. I think that everybody should be different. Big, tall, short, wide, doesn't matter. I don't know if it had to do with his look, but Samoa Joe was so talented. He deserved to be a WWE champion. He really did. Probably, and that's not me blowing smoke. That's me being honest." Touching on why he does not mention his loss to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39, Cody Rhodes told Ariel Helwani of BT Sport, "One thing I didn't want to do was whine. My buddy, Sean Ross Sapp, half buddy, half not, he was saying, I wish Cody would talk about how he got screwed at WrestleMania. I'm thinking, that's not the way to do it. I'd be kicking my own ass. No, the story is unfinished. It is. I wanted to move and try to get back to finishing it. That's where I was at. I quickly didn't get over it. It's not a pain you get over, but I quickly was able to chin up and move on to the next thing. Coming to Raw was really tough for me, from a character standpoint and a human standpoint, very tough." Pointing at a record that Iyo Sky has broken following her winning of the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, a fan wrote on Twitter that Iyo Sky, just by having the contract for a day, has become the second longest Women's Money in the Bank holder of all time. Taking to Twitter, Mickie James would confirm her return to in-ring action, writing, "I can't wait to go to France. My first match back from injury is a real test, and going international. Then our first real vacation in a very long time. So excited, babe. Let's effing go." As John Cena mentioned having WrestleMania in London during the recent Money in the Bank event, it appears that this won't be happening anytime soon. With Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful saying, WrestleMania set for Philadelphia in 2024, and WWE is in the late stages of finalizing the 2025 WrestleMania city, which we've heard to be a city in the United States. The earliest a WrestleMania could hit London is 2026, unless something drastic happens, and WWE sources told us they don't find it likely on the horizon. However, there was a survey taken near Media Day this week asking about what cities in the UK would be most convenient for a hypothetical Royal Rumble or SummerSlam in the area. Among those cities listed were London, Birmingham, Manchester, and Glasgow. WrestleMania was not mentioned on that survey. Speaking of John Cena, this was said regarding creative plans for the star following his most recent appearance, as it was noted that John Cena made a shocking return to WWE in London at Money in the Bank. As was the case with several things on the show, WWE did very well at keeping it a secret, as it was kept very close to the vest, and almost no one knew that Cena would be there. He championed the idea of doing WrestleMania in London, something that Triple H didn't seem prepared to follow up on after the show. We've learned a little bit more why. As of now, WWE higher-ups tell Fightful that Cena was only set for the show and didn't have upcoming programs planned, though that can always change if his schedule frees up. WWE were very happy with how things went for his appearance. When it comes to an event being run on the week of WrestleMania next year, PW Insider revealed that Battleground Championship Wrestling, which runs the 2300 Arena, announced they will hold a Tribute to Extreme event the Friday of WrestleMania 40 week in April 2024, already announcing Super Crazy versus Tajiri for that event. Explaining why Chelsea Green missed Raw last week, Ringside News wrote that Chelsea Green's return to WWE during the Royal Rumble this year was met with a lot of positive reception. Since her return, Chelsea Green has been a part of Monday Night Raw, where she's been portraying the role of a Karen. She's been teaming up with Sonya Deville on WWE television, but was shockingly absent from last week's episode of Monday Night Raw. According to a report behind Fightful's paywall, Green's absence was due to travel issues. Chelsea Green is currently dealing with visa issues, making her effectively landlocked. It was further suggested that Green had been waiting for her green card for months, apparently dating as far back as September. It was also reported that Chelsea Green was attending a screening of the film The Last Match, a pro wrestling rock musical, which stars her husband Matt Cardona. Regardless, we certainly hope Chelsea Green will be able to return to WWE television as soon as possible. Following his return to WWE at Money in the Bank over the weekend, this was said regarding plans for Drew McIntyre, with Ringside News writing, "With WWE now back in the United States, tonight's episode of Raw, set in Baltimore, Maryland on July 3rd, promises to be an eventful one. Now we have an update on Drew McIntyre's status. According to PW Insider, Drew McIntyre is scheduled to appear on the show as a regular, resuming his feud with Gunther over the Intercontinental Championship. That means fans should probably expect him for Raw tonight." Talking about LA Knight on his Click This podcast, Kevin Nash accused the star of ripping off a legend, as he said, "Am I the only one that sees like an absolute ripoff of The Rock to the point when he cuts the promo on Logan Paul or whatever his name is? The only thing he didn't do is turn the guy sideways. Does everybody have amnesia? There's nothing original." Sticking with Kevin Nash, he would say this on his program about the idea of working behind the scenes in WWE. "I don't want to work. I'm 64 years old. I need to take my wife to finish seeing Germany. We need to get back to Italy. I've got to quit being a husband and take my wife to go see places that she wants to see. I would last 2 weeks and then I would get fired because I would go, F that. That's BS." Recalling his feud with CM Punk in WWE, Kevin Nash said this about not having a bout with him in the ring. "I never got that match with Punk. I wish I had that. You know what though? I've been blessed, man. I went out for 8 or 9 years of my life and was across a Hall of Famer almost every night, so I don't have too many regrets." With former TBS champion Jade Cargill previously revealing that she is not going to be returning to AEW in the immediate future, she has taken to Twitter to upload a picture of herself on the red carpet of the Hollywood Unlocked Impact Awards, writing, "Outside of the wrestling bubble is nice. I might stay." A fan would reach out to Jade Cargill on Twitter telling her that AEW is what made her famous, to which she replied, "No, they did not. You know me because of AEW. A lot of my fans knew me prior, but go on. Thus the reason I stuck with my name rather than a stage name." Talking about her firing from WWE over her explicit photos and third-party content, Mandy Rose told the New York Post, "I wasn't told about racy images. I wasn't told about anything else. I was told about the subscription-based platform. What's the definition of racy? The photo of me with 2 titles? I was completely naked underneath. That's considered a racy photo, right? I am grateful and very humbled with everything I've done and made at the company, WWE, but in today's day and age, there are so many other avenues and so many other marketing opportunities. It's like, why can't I do both? At the end of the day, I'm the only one watching out for myself and my career. Everyone's replaceable in our business. It's true." When it comes to plans for WWE at SummerSlam, Ringside News wrote that Dave Meltzer recently confirmed on Wrestling Observer Radio that the top 6 matches will feature prominent names such as Roman Reigns, Ronda Rousey, Logan Paul, and Cody Rhodes. Furthermore, Meltzer revealed that Logan Paul is slated to have an in-ring showcase at SummerSlam. However, the identity of his opponent remains uncertain. Speculation arose during Wrestling Observer Radio that LA Knight could potentially fill that role, but Meltzer later clarified that Knight is not currently planned to be Paul's opponent. Here's a glimpse of some exciting potential matches to look forward to. Obviously, WWE will add more matches to the card as the show approaches. Also, the card is always subject to change. Roman Reigns defending the undisputed Universal Championship against Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes going head-to-head with Brock Lesnar, Trish Stratus taking on Becky Lynch, Asuka facing Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair in a thrilling triple threat match for the WWE Women's Championship, Gunther clashing with Drew McIntyre for the Intercontinental title, Ronda Rousey entering the ring against Shayna Baszler. And this was your Pro Wrestling News Update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.